left. Let me get that. Lay back, face up. Yeah, they're here for me to work on. Okay, left side. There we go.
Thank you. I went to lunch and I think I had the oil all over my face.
And it'll burn. Stick your tongue out. There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, I want left side, left hand relax, soothing. See, it's just a light. I don't want to really, because if I go fast, that does the opposite. You know, that we call that a fast stretch, and that's like an adjustment, right? Which is not bad. You just have to know I can't do that on this side. Okay, there's that versus that versus that.
I want the most comfortable.
The one that you like the best.
I like the arm, the
Yeah,
elbow
well,
one.
Good. And each one of these, each one of the joints is its own neuronal pool in the cerebellum. So this is the globose, eboliform, and dentate. Same thing down here. Globose, eboliform, dentate. So I could potentially, whatever I do up here, I could potentially do down there.
Okay. And it's not that any of them felt uncomfortable. It's just that this kind of has like a, oh, I need that stretch.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's that limbic characteristic I'm talking about. Because this is like, I'm a safe cracker, but I got you inside the safe telling me, okay, stop there.
You better be very in tuned in yourself to hear what's going on.
Yes. So with some that's very hard, with a lot it's not.
I learned that when I was heavier, fat was conducting my pain, and the meds were making me heavier. And so, you know, it's just the cycle of can't lose weight, can't muscle up, it was just horrible. So when I finally quit the meds, got off 25 meds, and the weight just dropped, and I got on Whole30, no sugar, no crap food, the weight just, too much weight dropped off of me, and then I couldn't keep the weight on. But the pain quit conducting.
Yep.
And I kept saying, I think I'm right. I think fat is a pain conductor.
Yep. Yep. How is this? Is it still good?
Yeah, it's still good.
Okay.
I'm getting so much better already.
Serves you right.
It does. It's because I like the clove in my mouth.
That's pretty sick. I like it.
I like it. Okay, it's starting to get fatigued.
Okay, relax. Okay. Now we're gonna soothing, soothing, soothing.
In.
And tell me when it's no longer soothing.
I can feel my muscles jumping in my arm, just very faintly. Little activated.
Okay.
It's good, right? It's good.
As long as it feels good.
Yes.
It is.
It feels like life coming back.
Yep.
Barely starting to get fatigued.
Okay. There we go. There you go.
And now, why the heat on the left foot?
Remember when
The
it's
left.
when it's on the same side, there's only two things I can do when it's stacked.
Okay.
Golgi tendon stretch,
Okay.
stretch.
And that was
And-
this simple.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and there.
Okay.
I did the ankle.
So stretching is this simple. It's
Yes.
not the huge get out, break down
No.
workout.
Yeah.
It's-
I just barely want to activate the Golgi tendon organs.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to engage a reflex. That's too high. Or fast. That's going to engage even another level of protective mechanism. I don't want that. I just barely want it. And what's cool about, and the reason why this works, the reason it works, and then the heat. Heat, foot, right?
Okay.
So, but let's go back to the Golgi tendon organ. There, and we went over the concept in neuroscience that all of it is excitatory. Remember? Okay. So all of it is excitatory. Well, the Golgi tendon organ stretch is inhibitory, which is excitatory, don't fire. That's why it doesn't cross. I gotta make sure it doesn't cross over to the right cortex, because that will jack it up and it will inhibit the weak brain, right?
Okay.
And so that's why. See, all the other reflexes of that joint are going to protect it and cross over. They'll be excitatory in nature, which is what the other literature will say, but the neuroscience literature will say it fires the nerve in an inhibitory way.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
And so that's why we're doing light. I want to get that stimulation, so it's going to raise the frequency within the cerebellum without firing it. And it's going to, and you think of that and say, oh, cool, because that's just like when I had a sick side and a good side, and I was inhibiting it so that the cells would get stronger and healthier. We're doing that.
Okay. I have a lotion called Be Firm. It's a hot heating oil. It's a moisturizer. You know, it's just lotion. You put it on, it firms your skin, and it works, because it's like, oh, from old lady to to the young.
Yeah.
What is that doing on my body when it's when I'm heating it all up everywhere? What is that
So
doing?
many things. It's doing, where am I in space? Province area. In fact, it's up in the parietal lobe in the front. 3-1-2. 3 is about contraction of muscles and movement of joints. 1 is pain and heat. Now, when I say pain, I'm talking more like, the brush, right? We call it, the real term is nociception. Nociception and heat are 1. 2 is vibration and drawing. I mean, all these different things. They're much more of a higher order stimulation and sophisticated. That's a better term. A more sophisticated stimulation and that. So when you're doing that, you're getting multiple kinds of stimulation to there. Now I know where I'm in space, therefore I'm going to kick up the tone of the area just because I know where it is now. But then, if it's the right kind of effect, which I haven't read about it, but it could literally be like a kinesiotape. You ever use kinesiotape?
Yes.
Yeah, kinesiotape. See, there's an orthopedic way to use those, but I use them neurologically. I'm not against the orthopedic use, but I'm using them to stimulate a process to turn something on so I can turn something off, right? So if somebody's hurting here, I'm putting it here, right?
So if you are hurting here, you put the mentholatum here,
Yes.
not on the ache. See, that's going to mind blow everybody.
Yep. And like, let's say it's actually in the back, right? If it's in the back, I might put some in the front. Flexion versus extension.
Okay. Now, what if they put it all
It hurts
over?
here. Flexion.
Are they hurting? Are they counteracting themselves?
They're basically doing both, right? Which I'm not saying it's bad, but as a tool, I'm using it surgically, right? But if you do it in the whole area, you're lighting up that whole joint. Great, right? If that's what you wanted to do, you were just successful.
Is
Way to
that what
go.
you wanted to do?
Well, what I wanted to do is, the scenario we were giving is, I'm hurting back here. So I'm either gonna go here or here, extension versus flexion, right versus left, because whenever I turn on the right, I turn off the left. Whenever I turn on the left, I turn off the right. We call that a cross-cord reflex. But then there's a cross-cord reflex that's diagonal. So if you step on a tack, right, I get cross-cord reflex in that I'm gonna do one thing with this and the opposite with this as a protective mechanism. So I'm gonna try all 3, right? I hurt here. Where am I not going to heat it or vibrate it or whatever, or massage it? I'm not gonna do it here. I'm gonna do it here, here, here. Which one worked better?
And then that's the one you repeat.
That's the one I do at the time, and I check it every time, right? And so I know which one of those neurological circuits are going to work best, which is very interesting. I haven't gone to the point where I can say, okay, well that means, you know, to extrapolate from there. But I do know that when I do that, I get the best effect that I could get. I get a better effect than just saying, okay, it's flexion, let's do extension.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
So when you're bothering me, you put mentholatum under my nose.
Exactly.
I've learned.
Brilliant. Okay, sit up, face this way. How's your neck?
I want you to.
Okay. Well, let's go side to side, ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Which way goes farther and easier?
Hurts to the right. Does not hurt to the left.
Does it go farther to the left or farther to the right?
I don't know.
Do you see it? I'm going to get behind.
goes farther
See, I'm
to the
blocking,
right.
I'm blocking this on purpose. I'm blocking that so that I'm seeing the skull movement versus C1. Okay?
It's going more to the left.
Definitely more to the left, right? And so what's happening is, if you got C1, you got the skull, it's actually like this, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I can do this, or I can do this. I do this with the gun, I do this by hand. We're gonna do by hand. So lay back, turn the head to the right, chin up. There we go. All right. Now come on up. Outcome assessment. Now side to side. Okay. How's that now?
It's moving more, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
moving.
Is it moved more to the right
It's
than it was?
yes.
That's
Yes.
what I'm looking
definitely.
for. Definitely. Please stay there. Now look at the other parts. There you go. That's nice. Right there.
You're going, Mama.
Twist to the right. There you go. And now to the left. Chin up. There you go. Now rotate right and left like a no. Which way goes farther and easier?
The left.
Okay, let's go to the left. Now let's twist to the right really hard. Rotate.
Let's get in there.
Okay. And then now side to side. Okay. All right. Now side to side your whole neck. This is a different angle. Which way goes farther and easier?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
This way is going farther, I think.
The left
that
is
way.
farther? Wait, which way is farther?
To your
I can't
left.
tell.
To your left.
Right hand, guard the top of your head, pull it over my wrist. We're gonna up angle on this. There you go. Now side to side.
Oh, that loosened. Oh, yeah. It's just stuck right there. Stuck. Is that a drill? I would like that.
It's is that a jig? Jigsaw skills? I don't know. I don't know what you call it. I don't do that kind of work. I'm not a real man. And now move it around.
Do we need to buy one of those?
Very expensive. Okay, let me see.
It feels very expensive. It still has a, it's still just, oh, I know I'm gonna go around cranking on it. Is that the reflex hammer?
Yep.
I can actually, oh yeah, yours is prettier than mine.
Well, this is just the one I prefer. It doesn't do some of the stuff yours does. So it's, like I say with everything, it's a tool. I just like this better, but then when I need, you know, the tomahawk, I'll pick it up and use it.
I can see how the weight,
Yeah,
this
I
would
let
be
it do.
easier to, yeah.
Yeah, understand, I'm a guy.
I
And
get
so
you.
therefore, I'm always going to find the easiest way to do it rather than the hardest way.
What's the
to
most
do it.
complicated way we can do this?
That's right.
My brain can handle that.
That's right.
My woman brain can handle that.
So I'm teaching CPR to these girls who are going to girls camp, and I do it in a different way. I'm basically having them yell, "Save the brain!" And they're not checking anything but the carotid artery pulse. Don't bother trying to find anything else. That's what we're worried about anyway, and I'm teaching them how to, because so many of the organizations now don't have you breathe, right? You don't breathe on the patient. I say that is insane. You breathe. Why not the one who's dying, right? And I use just simple physiology. When would I breathe? I'm doing compressions. When should I give them a breath? 15 and 2 or blah, 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 blah. No. When you get tired and you need to take a breath, give it to them.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
that
a totally
simple.
different model.
Totally simple. And then, you're following that kind of a rule. What's easy.
What makes it easier for them to remember that?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm having them they're learning to lean and let their body do the work. And I'm having them lean and they don't want to lean. Hey, how you doing? He's back there.
Oh, go over there.
I teach them how to lean to where they start to feel like they're going to fall forward. I say, there you go. Then they start doing it. I said, that's easy, huh? I teach them how to keep their elbows straight, but also when you feel like you're falling and that's where the line is, where it gets easy. And that's when you want to start doing compressions. And they start doing it, and they go, wow, this is easy. And I said, yeah, now you know what it's like to be a guy.
Good.
This is how we do everything.
Less is more.
That's right.
Look at my head turn.
How about
Yeah,
that? huh?
that's feeling good.
And see, 50% of the movement in your neck is between the skull, C1 and C2. And so many are trying to fix everything down here. Now, I agree, I want to get that movement, it's vital. But this, from a movement point of view, is much more important and valuable.
A big game changer for me was when you adjusted me here and you pushed these. I don't know what you did. That went forward. This came back.
Yep.
My posture improved. My head went back. This little thing back here that's been breaking and going forward, and it's like
The
a
old lady, huh?
fulcrum. Yeah. It was like doing it on its own. It's not doing that anymore. And the fulcrum in the middle of my back that makes everything go tired, it's not doing it anymore. I can pull myself. I feel like a dancer again. Like I can hold the lift, the energy.
You feel the,
Yes.
yeah.
And now I understand how everybody else feels that do not understand that feeling, because you're going, why don't you feel the energy? It's energy. It's it's how you should be feeling. Oh, now
But
I
if your
know.
system won't do it, you don't have the capacity
You
to
don't
feel
even
it.
have the capacity to understand that feeling.
Yeah, it's voodoo.
It is voodoo.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Boy, there's not much there. That's nice. There we go. And there we go. How about that?
That's good. Scary and
Move your
good.
head around. How's your shoulders feeling today?
That's good. So much better. I'm not having any problems in my insertion points, which is my number one. My insertion points. My fine motor skills. I'm putting on makeup again a little bit. Yeah, I'm doing things. Thank you.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right.
I'm working. I'm functioning.
Very good. All right. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
tomorrow.
Okay.
What time will you?